You know, for the future reference, they should have Twice being voice acted by the guy who does Reiner. Just imagine. Kekosho. See? Perfect. Who said villains can't show any friendship among themselves? Well, earlier chapters already did that, but this is another story. In fact, it's within the League of Villains this time. The chapter doesn't enter another long battle phase with Twice, but instead, it gives us the one aspect that everyone can relate no matter what they are: humanity. A quick note, I like the fact Deku found out that Toga has been around since that exam. He connects the dots really fast, and it matches his quality as an intelligent kid. Although I should be a bit bummed that we didn't get a full-fledged action with Night Eye, what I got is good enough. It serves that he is seriously strong and intelligent, that he didn't waste much time to take out Rappa clone and did it without his quirk. I like the fact that he reminds us that he still has that character trait of a comedic guy despite how serious he is. It's weird because someone said he looked like a salaryman, yet here he is saying that. Is pretty self-aware, so he ends up using Hyper Mass Seal on Rappa and he's out of here. That look from Twice says it all. Night Eye is also fast, so he's really a real deal. It's a snippet of his capability and he impressed me. He wasn't a sidekick of All Might for nothing. I know Twice is supposedly resembled to Deadpool in a way, so after his mask got partially ripped off, I expected a gag of some sort. Then I remember his backstory, and when he begins to tremble like he just witnesses a titan, I begin to feel sorry for him. I know, a villain to feel bad for. It's rather eerily sad to watch Twice in a deep panic state. In the last chapter, Toga was the star. This chapter continues to shine her. But this time, Twice also get it. The addition with the League of Villains in this arc has been going well so far, and I like their take on experiences. Toga and Twice sharing the moment is creepily charming. While the vibe is sinister, Toga bringing him back to his senses is oddly sweet. Twice was losing it, and Toga, out of all people, helps him to calm down. That's like the most normal action she has ever done. I do like how Twice is so drawn to her that he wants her to marry him. See, there you go. That's what I expected. That's more like it. My favorite moment is the flashback after Shigaraki agreed to partner up with the 8 Precepts for now. It doesn't only contain the argument of how they're villains and they don't want to work together with guys who killed their comrade, which is understandable. It also shows the light of these characters that they're villains, but one thing that they have in common with heroes: bonds. Everyone has a goal, whether they are aiming for the greater good or chaos and destruction. The one part that everyone can have in common is the connection within the league or family. I really felt that moment when Shigaraki removes that hand from his face and said his reason with a sincere look. That captures greatly on how not only serious he is, but how much he truly cares about the people in his group. You'll be thinking if he's the protagonist if I just throw you this chapter without any knowledge of the series. I doubt the series will go to the route that everyone will turn good by a simple talk, because that would cause an outrage. I could already imagine in the next 5 years. It displayed that every side has their own family to take care and fight for their own goal. Just because they're villains doesn't mean they can't have what heroes have as well. They're still human and they will fight until they win. It does hint that they will backstab Overhaul when that time comes, but for now, work together to achieve. The chapter is 2 pages short from the usual page count. Fortunately, the narrative flow is spot on and the message is well received. While I don't know why it was cut short, it didn't hinder my joy, not one bit. Also, it has a good cliffhanger to end on before a break. Now it's time for Mimic to go all out, and it's time to end this maze mumbo jumbo for good. It's funny how he snaps so easily while the League of Villains are just fine. They're more stable than him. Who is unstable now? This chapter has some really good artwork. Night Eye came out looking strong despite his appearance. Twice expressions without the mask, or at least partial of it, somewhat made me sad because of how he looks like he's really suffering. That actually pains me to see him how he expresses that feeling. Shigaraki's respawn panel is a strong and convincing expression of sincerity. Never I thought I would be so compelled by a scarred smile, but this series knows how to illustrate it. I like this group more and more. It's a really good chapter to showcase the human side of the villains. It's a good choice to display this side because it only adds dimensions to these characters. Not like they were single dimensions beforehand, but it adds more layers to them. They're villains, and we should not be rooting for them, but it doesn't harm us to like them. I'm giving this chapter an 8. Funny, I thought they were cool with the 8 precepts, but this chapter says otherwise. You always have to wait for the next chapter to find out the truth behind their words. What are your thoughts of this chapter? Who are your favorite villains so far within this group? These villains having more and more depth as each passing chapter with their focus, and I'm really enjoying these characters so far. So hopefully they keep it up, and hopefully if they have an end game, which hopefully they don't die, they could just get arrested. Let's see how they serve well in the story narrative of their respective characters. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.